If you click this video, then probably you are dealing with the same thing. Sometimes during our med school, we realize that we have to study regularly and we have to study hard. Okay, we know that we have to prepare for our exams or internals, and we know we have to give our best. So we prepare ourselves, we go to library and we open our textbook and read like 10 to 15 minutes, and then boom, we lose our focus and we get distracted, and slowly we start to procrastinate. And by the end of the day, we always feel guilty that we didn't make best use of our time, and slowly it leads to demotivation and frustration, and the cycle continues the next day. I'm not proud to say this, but I'm also a victim of the same cycle of guilt, demotivation and frustration. It's been a month since I stepped into my final year, and I know final year will be tough, but still I was struggling to study. So I sat one day and I talked to myself, and I analyzed what are the mistakes that I have been doing, what are the things that I have to change, and what are the things that I have to implement in order to improve the efficiency of my studies and to improve the focus on my studies. And I identified a few of those things which I will be sharing in this video. So hey guys, my name is Harish. I am continuing my final MBBS in a government medical college from Tamil Nadu. So if you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, please wait. Please watch this video till the end. And if you love this content, then go ahead and subscribe it. So let's get into the video. Planning in advance. You may came across lots of productivity gurus asking you to do this thing. You don't need to plan your entire week or month, but at least try planning your day. Try to plan what you are going to study today. What are the things that you need to complete before going to bed. If you don't have a perfect plan, you always end up getting procrastinated. Let's take a real life example. There are two students. One is Ramesh and another one is Suresh. Ramesh is a type of guy who always plans his day, who always plans what he is going to study that day. So let's take that he is planning to read 20 pages in medicine and a short topic in surgery. On the other hand, Suresh is a type of guy who never plans his day. He just goes with the flow. So after college, both went to the library and sat to study. Ramesh, since he's already clear about his goal, he immediately executed his plan. He took his medicine book and he started to read. The Suresh, on the other hand, was trying to figure out what he's going to read, what subject he wants to study. And after 20 to 30 minutes of analyzing, procrastinating and deep thinking, he decided to study 40 pages in surgery within 2 hours. Who would have studied better? Of course, it will be Ramesh, because he was clear about his goal and he had a realistic plan of studying 20 pages in medicine just for 2 hours and a short topic in surgery. On the other hand, Suresh has already wasted 20 to 30 minutes on figuring out what to study, and he had an unrealistic plan of studying 40 pages of surgery within 2 hours. That's why planning in advance is very important. Even if you plan, you have to be realistic. You should know your potential. You should know how much you can be able to complete within a certain amount of time. If you set an unrealistic goal or plan, you always end up getting demotivated like Suresh. You should definitely need a proper study space whenever you study to improve your efficiency and to improve your focus. The reason behind is that was our brain has already conditioned itself to do certain things in certain spaces. For example, if you go to bed by night, your brain will understand that it's time to sleep. If you go and sit in a dining hall, your brain will understand that you are about to eat something. If you go and sit in a TV hall, your brain will understand that you are about to watch something or you are about to have chat with your family members. So your brain will always prepare itself for the actions you are going to do based on the place you are using. So if you are having a separate place for studying, only for studying, not for any other thing, and every time when you try to use that place, your brain will understand that it's time to study something, and it will automatically condition itself to improve your focus and concentration. You don't need a bigger aesthetic space, man. Just a table and chair will be enough. And most importantly, your study space should be clean. It shouldn't be messy. If it's messy, then there is a high chance that you'll easily get distracted by the things laying down there. That's why environment plays an important role in our habits and in our daily routines. We are surely living in a world filled with distraction. That too, being a college student, we can't completely run away from those distractions. It will be in our life whether we like it or not. So the best thing we can do is to manage our distractions. So identify the time period where your mind will be so much active and where you will get a less amount of distraction. For example, some students work or study comfortably in the early morning, and some students study comfortably in the evening from 6 to 9. So identify your time period and try to limit all the unnecessary distraction during that peak time by putting your phone in another room, or putting your phone in silent, or turning off all the notifications, or using Forest app or Zen mode, anything. And don't really care about the time you spent on being distracted. 3 to 4 hours of undistracted focused work is worth more than 10 hours of distraction. So once you complete your work, allow all the distractions into your world back. You can scroll through your feeds, or you can watch a series, or you can go for a date, anything you like. It's a reward for yourself for not getting distracted at your peak time. The life is to live, man. You just have to balance it. Creating an imaginary deadline is one of the interesting hacks that I use most of the time. So before getting into that, we have to understand Parkinson's law. So Parkinson's law states that work expands so as to fill the time available for its completion. It simply means we humans have this tendency to complete the task only in the time of deadline, though we are capable of completing it before. For example, if someone gives you a week for completing a certain assignment, we take a week. What if someone gives only 2 days for the same assignment? We complete in 2 days, right? The shorter the duration, the harder we work. So whenever you sit to study, try to create imaginary deadline. Like, you have to complete a topic within this amount of time or this amount of days, no matter what. Even if you can't able to complete it, you will be ahead in your progress. And once you complete it, try to reward yourself with a bigger treat. Okay, take a day off, or go for a movie or watch a series, anything you like, so that it will act as a motivation to play a lot more imaginary deadline games. Imposter syndrome, it is most common among the medical students, and it is one of the major reasons why the students cannot be able to perform or study at their optimum level. So look at this picture. Nothing can explain the imposter syndrome better than this. Sometimes people doubt their abilities, their skills, their potential. Sometimes they devalue themselves by thinking that their friends are better than them. They used to compare themselves with others and end up getting demotivated or disappointed. They always think low of themselves and high of others. But in reality, nobody is smarter than you, man. Everybody is same. Everybody is working hard like we do. Sometimes our classmates or friends used to answer every single question that we don't know. Sometimes they used to get better mark than us. Sometimes they pretend like they are studying 24/7. So we compare ourselves with them and we feel like we are dumb and we start to doubt ourselves. But it is not true, man. You have to trust yourself. Everybody is having different potential, different ability and different approach to studies. You just have to compare yourself with yourself. If you have a potential to read 20 pages within 2 hours, and if you manage to read 30 pages in 2 hours, then you're great, man. If you scored 70% in your last test, and now if you score 70%, then you're smart, man. That's how you should compare. You should always try to beat your own personal best, not others. That's how you will grow. That's how you will get your confidence. So just stop comparing yourself with others. If you do, you will always end up losing your interest in studies. You will always be a victim of imposter syndrome. At last, everything falls under this one thing, the mindset. We always should have a growth mindset instead of a fixed mindset. If you don't have an inner desire to study regularly, if you don't have a purpose to push ourselves, if you don't have that motive to give our best, no matter what hacks or what techniques you do, you will always struggle to study. You will always end up getting procrastinated. Never completely rely on the motivation. It's your mindset that always matters. If you are having a tough mindset, no matter what amount of suffering or obstacles you are facing, you will always survive it. So that's all for today's video, and thanks for watching this video till the end. And these are the things that I think from my experience would help us to avoid procrastination and to study consistently. So if you love this video, then go ahead and press the subscribe button and give me thumbs up for a lot more beautiful content from this channel. So signing off, until next time.